Let's talk about artificial intelligence. It can feel like this huge, complex world that's just out of reach. But what if there was a simple, practical way for pretty much anyone to get started right now without needing to write a single line of code? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into using Bill O'Donnell's fantastic book, AI Fast and Easy, as our map. So, if you're ready to go from curious to capable, your journey officially starts right now. The whole point is to just dismantle those barriers to show you that AI isn't just for super geniuses in a lab somewhere. Nope. It's a tool that you can start using today to make your life easier, more fun, and hey, maybe even a little more profitable. So let's kick off your personal AI adventure. Before we get into all the nuts and bolts of how AI works, it's so important to understand why it even matters. Let's connect AI directly to your goals. Let's just start with the biggest question of all. Why are you even here? Why bother with this AI stuff? Maybe you want to be more productive at work, or maybe you've got an idea for a side hustle, or hey, maybe you just want to explore a cool new creative hobby. Whatever your reason is, AI has an answer for it. The book's core promise really boils down to these three simple but really powerful benefits. You can use AI to automate all those tedious tasks, the boring stuff, giving you back precious time. You can use it to create art, write music, dream up stories, unlocking a whole new world of fun. And you can actually leverage these new skills to find real opportunities for profit. Save time, have fun, find profit. It's a simple little mantra, but it's the key to everything else we're going to talk about. Okay, so we know the why. Now for the how. It's time to peek under the hood a little bit, but don't worry. Like the book says, you do not need a technical background for this. We're going to demystify how AI actually thinks using just a couple of simple but really powerful ideas. Let's start with a word that sounds kind of scary, algorithm. But all it is a recipe. Seriously, think about baking a cake. Right? You follow specific steps in a specific order to get a delicious result. While an AI algorithm does the exact same thing, it follows a set of instructions to turn a bunch of information into something useful, like recommending your next favorite movie on Netflix. So if the algorithm is the engine, then data, that's the fuel that makes the whole thing run. An AI system learns from information. That could be text, images, numbers, you name it. And the algorithm is what processes all that info to get the job done. Without data, the most powerful algorithm in the world is just a parked car. It's not going anywhere. And this all comes together in a super simple three-step journey. First, it starts with raw data. That's your input. Maybe it's a question you type in or a bunch of photos you upload. Next, the algorithm gets to work processing that data, looking for patterns, and finally, boom, you get a useful output, the AI insight. That could be an answer, a summary, a piece of art, input, process, output. That's pretty much the magic right there. Okay, now that you get the basics of how AI works, it's time to learn your first, and I would argue, most important practical skill. This right here is the key that unlocks almost everything else. Welcome to the world of prompt engineering. It's not nearly as complicated as it sounds. It's simply the art of talking to an AI. That's it. The better your instructions, your prompts, the better the results you're going to get. Mastering this is like learning the secret password to unlock AI's full potential. And just look at the difference this makes. Ask for a description of a dog toy, and well, you'll get something pretty generic. But what if you ask for a 50-word description of a squeaky rubber toy for small dogs with a fun tone? See, now you're going to get exactly what you need. That specificity, that detail, that is the power of a good prompt. All right, you've learned the why, you've learned the how, and you've learned the single most important skill. It is time for the main event. Let's put all this theory into practice and actually build something real. Let's imagine your very first project, building a fun little chatbot for a fictional pet store, which the book calls the Pause Play Bot. A project like this is absolutely perfect because it takes you from just understanding AI to actually creating with it. This is the moment you become an AI creator. And the process you'll see is way more straightforward than you might think. Using a free tool like Dialogflow, you basically just teach the AI. You define the types of questions it can answer. We call those intents, like store hours. Then you give it a few examples of how people might ask that question, and then you just tell it what to say in response. You teach it, you test it, and you make it better. It's a totally logical process, not a technical one. So you've built something, you've become a creator. Pretty cool, right? So now let's look to the horizon. Where's all of this going? And more importantly, what's your role going to be in all of this? The future of AI is incredibly exciting. I mean, today we have generative AI that can create amazing content from just a simple prompt. Soon we'll see more edge AI, which just means the AI processing happens right on your phone or device, making it way faster and more secure. And looking even further ahead, AI for social good promises to help us tackle some of the world's biggest challenges. You are entering this field at the absolute perfect time. Think about what just happened here. Your journey has already begun. In just these last few minutes, you've literally followed a path from being kind of curious about AI to understanding how you can actually create with it. This isn't the end of the road, this is the launch pad for your own amazing adventure. And that really leaves us with one final and I think powerful question. You have the keys now. You understand the concepts, you've learned the core skill, and you've seen how to build your very first project. So, what will you build first? The possibilities, as they say, are endless. To learn more or get your own copy of AI Fast and Easy, visit the AIGuideForBeginners.com or search Amazon.com for AI Fast and Easy.